Coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. Sit down, you're going to really enjoy this. The Light Opera Theater of Sacramento is here. They're all around me. And you're not only going to meet how they do and what they do, you're going to hear them sing. So stay tuned for LiveWire right after this.
Mr. Wolf, do you know Gilbert and Sullivan?
No, sir. I have not had a chance to meet all the new crew members since I have been back.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could sing the entire score of the HMS Pinafore.
A British tar is a soaring soul.
I am the very model of a modern major general. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England.
And I quote the fights historical, from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical.
Some of the boys here at the club have a little bet going about the Mikado.
I was in an all-male version of the Mikado at Oxford. People still ask to see my yum-yum.
I said I feel a sense of duty.
What, did you just walk out of the Pirates of Penzance?
Sir?
Well, he's an Englishman.
He is an Englishman, is from HMS Pinafore.
It's from Penzance. Don't tell me about Gilbert and Sullivan. It's from Penzance, or the Iolanthe, one of the ones about duty.
They're all about duty.
All this will I do if you marry me. All this will I do if you marry me.
Oh, crap.
With me in the studio is John Hart and Mike Hart. No, John Hart.
Yes.
Mike Badd. And you two are pushing this wonderful singing machine around town, and you're going to perform at the...
We're going to be performing at the Sierra 2 Center at the 24th Street Theater. We are going to be doing a double bill. Where
Gilbert
we're going to be,
and Sullivan.
Of Gilbert and Sullivan. So not just Gilbert or Sullivan, but both.
Gilbert and Sullivan.
We're going to do, each performance, we're going to start with the one-act trial by jury, and then we're going to go into the two-act The Sorcerer.
It's fabulous. And sir, you are a founder of the organization. You were walking down the street one day with your wife and you said, I'm going to start an opera in Sacramento. And all Sacramento rose up and said, take us, we'll sing.
Well, that might be a topic for a new operetta, but
it's
okay. not quite the way
Didn't happen that way, I know.
Yeah, but no,
operetta.
I'm very fortunate in that I'm involved in a hobby that involves both singing and acting, and it's been a pleasure for me. I've been doing Gilbert and Sullivan for 71 years, if you can believe it, and all my kids and my wife are also tied into it. So we're complete bores. No, I mean we really enjoy it tremendously.
We'll be the judge of that. That's when your singers sing.
But here, I mean, if you want to hear, we arrived. Got the job at Cal State University, Sacramento as a professor of biological sciences, but this allowed me to be close to lots of singers and those who like to act along with singing, and that fit.
So the
Gilbert
biological science and the music department is over right next to one another?
Well, I'm not
tapped
officially. I'm tapped when someone is ill and they need someone at the last moment to do something in Gilbert and Sullivan or whatever. But that's been a lot of fun, a little nerve-wracking, but fun, because the kids are just really into it, and I come into it. So it's I would recommend it really if you get tied up in your job and you come back and you're stressful and all this kind of stuff. Just shift to Gilbert and Sullivan, and boy, the world
changes.
Gets better.
That's
right. It
this
changes.
Good.
But
and you, sir, are a singer and their publicist.
I'm one of their publicity people. And yeah, I've been doing Gilbert and Sullivan not nearly as long as Mike, for about maybe 15 years. And this is my second show with the company. I came on board last year when I moved here to do Iolanthe. My home base was the Lyric Theater in San Jose, our sister group in San Jose.
Know it well.
And I worked with them. In fact, the first time that I did The Sorcerer was the last time they did it, and we ended up performing 2 weeks before San Jose shut down from COVID. And so we were pretty much the last live performance of anything in the Bay Area before everything was just completely shut down.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing. I don't know Sorcerer, but I certainly know this, the one, Trial by Jury. It's the most popular one, or I guess one of the great popular ones of their work. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Trial by Jury is actually Gilbert and Sullivan's second opera. Their first one was called Thespis, which only ran for about 50 or so shows, and really didn't hint at what these two people could do.
Yeah.
Gilbert had a libretto based on his wonderful experience at being a lawyer. He was a horrible lawyer. From what I understand, he only tried one case, he lost, and his client smacked him. So he wrote a short story originally in a comic magazine and turned this into a libretto. Someone else was supposed to write the score but couldn't. And this is where the third person in this group comes in by the name of Richard Doyley Cart. And he was an impresario. We would call him a producer today, similar to like Cameron McIntosh over in London. And he's thought, okay, this Gilbert and Sullivan people I think that have something going on here that could really work. So Gilbert said, all right, I'll go over to Sullivan's house, present him with the libretto. And I actually have a quote here. So what they do is Gilbert comes in and he reads his libretto to Sullivan to gauge his attention. And Sullivan's first reaction, this is actually from his journal, says, Gilbert read it through in a manner of a man considerably disappointed with what he had written. As soon as he had come to the last word, he closed up the manuscript violently, apparently unconscious of the fact that he had achieved his purpose so far as I was concerned, inasmuch as I was screaming with laughter the whole time.
Good.
Sullivan signed on. He wrote the score in 3 weeks.
And the second play played 300 or plus times, right?
Let's see. Yeah. 100 and, again, sorry about the notes. Trial by Jury ran for 131 performances. It was originally paired with Offenbach's Le Pericole, where this was like what we're doing with these two shows. That they opened with Trial by Jury. Offenbach was big at the time. I mean, everybody loved Offenbach. And if you don't know Offenbach, if your audience doesn't, they may be familiar with one of his songs from Orpheus in the Underworld. It's the Can-Can song. Da 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 da. Yeah. That's his.
That's it.
And so Trial by Jury opened for La Pericole. Well, it turned out that everybody loved Trial by Jury. They were coming back for Trial by Jury and then leaving. And eventually, the Offenbach piece was just sort of pushed aside, and a British musical farce was put in it as its replacement.
Is great. But we have a slideshow, and since you are so articulate, you get to narrate it.
All right.
There you go. I love TV.
All right, so this picture is all these pictures from Trial by Jury were taken in Old Town. And this is our main romantic character of Edwin. Now, the thing with Trial by Jury, Edwin had promised Angelina that he was going to marry her. He changed his mind. So she's suing him for breach of promise. And that's what the whole trial is about, is having this whole breach of promise, being tried in front of a jury. In fact, here's our learned judge, as we speak, sort of peeking in. And
are we going to hear from these singers today?
You are going to hear definitely from this gentleman. His name is Daryl. I'll introduce the cast to your audience. One of the things that we did was that our director pulled both of these shows out from the Victorian era to the 1920s, and he changed the character of the prosecuting attorney from a man to a woman. not a big deal. I mean, other groups have done that, but he wanted a historical reason for that. And he found one in a woman by the name of Helena Normanton, who in 1921 became the first woman in England to practice law.
Oh, great.
In 1925, she was the first woman to conduct a case in the United States. First woman counsel to lead a case in the High Court. First woman to lead a prosecution of a murder case. And in relation to our show, she obtained for her client the highest damages in a breach of promise case.
Wow. This picture that's up on there, is that her?
No, those are our 3 bridesmaids. So those are Angela's bridesmaids. So they come for, they're giving her moral support.
Moral support. And we hear a moral support song. Oh, there's one.
That's our Edwin wooing the bridesmaids, basically saying, "I'm not that big of a schmuck."
What's that? Wow, cool.
Oh, that is from The Sorcerer, the full length.
That's the second piece.
That's the second piece that we're going to do. That is our resident sorcerer, John Wellington Wells. He's a dealer in magic and spells, and that's as much as that song as I actually know.
Wow.
It's a very funny character. And Sorcerer involves the engagement of Aline and Alexis. This is Aline being mesmerized by.
And we're going to hear something from her.
We're not going to hear anything from her.
Okay.
But Alexis, her betrothed, is concerned that because he had found true love. Here's our Aline Alexis with the sorcerer. That Alexis is concerned that because he and Aline found true love, that the rest of the village isn't going to. So he wants to make sure that they have true love. So he hires John Wellington Wells here, the local sorcerer, to spike some tea with a magic potion. Magic potion works great, but not necessarily on the right people.
Oh, no.
And so what we're going to be seeing with the performances is we have a couple here by the name of Sir Marmaduke and Lady Sangager, who have feelings for each other and were connected about 30 years ago.
And we're all going to see this.
We're going to see this
on August 11th through the 20th.
Yes.
At Sierra 2 in Midtown Sacramento. It's at the 24th Street Theater.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it right there. It's on the screen. Yeah. All right, this is
I might add
great.
there, just anecdotally, that this company actually performed and rehearsed in this structure
Wow.
in Coloma Community Center. It was extremely helpful for a young
To feel
a young group coming up without much budget, and they
absolutely.
yeah, it was,
This is
it was
great.
an excellent
And
facility.
It's a fascinating thing. These 2 plays you have chosen, but you have done other kinds. Your company has done other kinds of musicals.
Other than Gilbert and Sullivan.
Music, but mostly Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yeah, we've done some Sondheim and Man of La Mancha, if you can recall that. I'm trying to think, we've done all the Gilbert and Sullivan, probably 3-4 times.
Really?
And let's see, besides Sondheim, and that's the ones I can remember. Do you have any memory here? It's the short-term memory of elder folk.
My memory only extends last year to Island.
Okay. Well, it's trial by jury, and the other one you're doing are really interesting. They're, trial by jury is how long does it run?
It's about 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, and then the other one's
the other one's a full length, two-act opera.
Right. Well, I can't wait to see it. I understand that I really like the concept of the play, and I think it'd be kind of fun. It's the one I haven't seen, so I'm on the way. Good. So I want to thank you both for talking to me about this. Your company also always looking for singers, correct?
Sure. That was one of the goals of starting it. It was to give local artists a chance to perform, even though they didn't have the time to be professional. They could do this on their own time, and we're extremely fortunate to get a group of artists that are from a fairly broad geographical range, but they're doing an excellent job. I'm very, very pleased with
the greater Sacramento area really is a kind of singing place.
It is.
I have found in other towns or cities, and in California don't really, for some reason, because of the Music Circus and other organizations that sell the human voice in singing, I think that we have much more interest in those kinds of things, don't you?
I think so, and I think a lot of people feel the same as I did, that I enjoyed singing in choirs. That was challenging and produced beautiful music, but boy, if you're ever exposed to the opportunity to act as well as sing simultaneously, it's just a whole new dimension.
And this is what we're going to see today is kind of like big acting too.
Yes,
it's it's comedic acting, and it's really terrific because I mean, if you just listen to the lyrics, you get either the malaprop or whatever comedic technique is being employed.
Sure. Well, when I was growing up, I came up and I was told that Gilbert and Sullivan was the most frequently performed piece of work in the English language. So it really
I would say
it's
probably
caught on,
right.
you might say. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're just about out of time for here, but stick around, folks, on television, because you're going to be treated to some of these wonderful songs. Thank you, gentlemen, for talking to me about the history of your organization. I really think that the Light Opera Theater of Sacramento is a nice, wonderful addition to all of the theaters and the expressions of art on our town.
Thank you.
Okay, we have to take a short pause for the cause, and we'll be back in just a little bit. And so sit down, relax, and we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Do you want to go grab some frozen yogurt tonight?
Maybe another time. Thanks, though.
Hey, Charles, how do you like your burger?
Ooh, well done, I hope. I love this tree. Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour.
Come on, sit down.
Okay, guys, what do you think? That is you.
Oh, you got jokes. You're funny.
That is you, and that is your son, and your other son. Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Food can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about poor Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for you. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
So let's listen to a little Gilbert and Sullivan from the Light Opera Theater of Sacramento.
All hail, great George, to your bright rays we never grudge ecstatic praise. All hail, all hail, all hail, all hail. May each decree a statue's rank and never be reversed in bank. All hail, all hail, all hail, all hail, all hail.
For these kind words accept my thanks, I pray. A breach of promise we've to try today. But firstly, if the time you'll not begrudge, I'll tell you how I came to be a judge.
Tell us how you came to be a judge.
I'll tell you how.
Tell us how.
I'll tell you how.
Tell us how you came to be a judge.
Let me speak.
Let him speak.
Let me speak.
Let him speak.
Let me speak.
Yes, let him speak.
Let me speak.
Hush, he speaks.
Let me speak.
Hush, he speaks. Hush, hush.
He'll tell us how.
He'll tell us how.
When I, good friends, was called to the bar, I've an appetite fresh and hearty, for I was, as many young barristers are, an impecunious party. I'd a swallowtail coat of a beautiful blue, and a brief I bought of a booby. A couple of shirts and a collar or two, and a ring that looked like a ruby.
A couple of shirts and a collar or two, and a ring that looked like a ruby.
At Westminster Hall I danced a dance like a semi-despondent fury, for I thought I never should hit on a chance of addressing a British jury. But I soon got tired of third-rate journeys and dinners of bread and water. So I fell in love with a rich attorney's elderly, ugly daughter.
I fell in love with a rich attorney's elderly, ugly daughter.
The rich attorney, he jumped for joy and replied to my fond professions. You shall reap the reward of your pluck, my boy, in the Bailey and Middlesex sessions. You will soon get used to her looks, said he, and a very nice girl you'll find her. She may very well pass for 43 in the dusk with the light behind her.
She may very well pass for 43
in the dusk with the light
behind her.
The rich attorney was as good as his word. The briefs came trooping gaily, and every day my voice was heard at the sessions of ancient Bailey. All thieves who could my fees afford relied on my orations. And many a burglar I've restored to his friends and his relations.
And many a burglar he's restored to his friends and his relations.
At length I became as rich as the guineas, an incubus then I thought her. So I threw over the rich attorney's elderly, ugly daughter. The rich attorney, my character high, tried vainly to disparage.
No!
Yes. And And now, if you please, I'm ready to try this brief of promise of marriage.
And now, if you please, he's ready to try this breach of promise of marriage.
For now I'm a judge.
And a good judge too.
Yes, now I'm a judge.
And a good judge too.
Though all my life be fudge, yet I'll never, never budge. Yes, I'll live and die a judge.
And a good judge too.
It was managed by a job.
And a good job too.
It was managed by a job.
And a great job too.
It is patent to the mob that my being made a knob was effected by a job. And a good job too.
Bravo, ladies and gentlemen. So that was the judge's introduction from Trial by Jury. And I'd like to just a quick acknowledge the members of the cast who are here. Just raise your hand if I mispronounce your name. You can smack me at rehearsal next time. Okay, so we have Daryl Stroll de Herrera is our learned judge. We have Tim Power, Charlie Bod, Mike Bod, as we've already mentioned, Troy Turpin, Mark Tavianini, sorry. That's one smack. Rhiannon Power, Katie Bird, Nan Kelly, Gianna Eugenio, and playing on our keyboard is Jill Ferreter. And behind the cameras, which you cannot see, because that's just her preference, is our music director, Anne-Marie Andrus.
Whoa.
Okay, so
that's it?
That's it.
Oh.
Is there anything that you like to ask them or talk to them?
No, except you were walking down the street and you thought, I want to sing opera. Is that what happened?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was very interesting. How many of you kind of had singing families? Raise your hand. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah. I didn't have an acting family. They were all, computers and things like that. I have no idea how I got here. Well, good. And you, sir?
No talent in my family whatsoever.
I didn't think so. Hearing your voice, I thought, I wonder who he studied with.
I did a few seasons with Virginia Opera before I moved here to Sacramento, and then did a couple of musicals in the area.
Well, welcome to the musical town, and I really think it's wonderful. How much time do I have left here? Because I want to ask you a couple more questions.
Okay.
What? Okay. Okay. Camera 2. All right. I'm asking you a question about the company. And so the company auditioned, you all auditioned and they said,
auditioned.
Yeah, we want you, come on in here, we'll see you Tuesday. Something like that, right?
Right.
Yeah, cool. And as you do a, what do you call it, audition?
We do an audition, we have an audition song.
Oh, good.
Usually it's to demonstrate our range, our singing talent, voice. Okay. They always urge us to do songs that are in a similar style, because singing Broadway, it's not the same as singing operetta.
Okay.
And so that's what we all did. And some of us were like, I only want to be ensemble. That's fine. Others like Daryl or Mark and I, we actually rotate parts in both shows.
I see.
And they would say we'd like to have a small part in this, and we go from there. And
okay. So we're going to take a short pause for the cause, a little break, and we'll be back with a little more singing, right?
Yes, you will.
Okay. All right. We'll stay with us, and we're going to enjoy some more singing.
Do you want to go grab some frozen yogurt tonight?
Maybe another time. Thanks, though.
Hey, Charles, how do you like your burger?
Ooh, well done, I hope. I love this tree. Hey, honey. We thought we'd try something new.
Family art hour.
Come on, sit down.
Okay, guys, what do you think? That is you.
Oh, you got jokes. You're funny.
That is you. And Matthew's your son, and your other son.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Food can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. Everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
Light Opera Theater of Sacramento. Thank you so much. We are going to hear some more music, and we're going to do it right now.
Thank you very much. Okay, the next two pieces that we're going to do is from The Sorcerer. And a quick little introduction. We have Carly Sines here, who plays the very prim and proper Lady Sangajor, and Tim Power, who is our Sir Marmaduke. This song takes place in Act 1, before the magic potion is given to everybody. These are two people who still have feelings for each other. They had feelings 30 years ago, but because of their upbringing, their elevation in society, they really can't say anything about it. And I'd like to add, usually the song tends to be a little bit static, but we have it staged with a really interesting dance and choreography. I was tempted to show it to you guys. I thought, you got to come to the theater and see it. So turn it over to Carly and Tim.
Welcome joy, adieu to sadness, as Aurora gilds the day. So those eyes, twin orbs of gladness, melt the clouds of care away. Irresistible incentive bids me humbly kiss your hand. I'm your servant, most attentive to command. What with adoration, mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Goaded to distraction by maddening inaction, I find some satisfaction in apostrophe like this. Sangajor immortal, Sangajor divine, welcome to my portal. Angel, oh, be mine, immortal, divine. Angel, oh, be mine. Irresistible incentive bids me humbly kiss your hand. I'm your servant, most attentive to command.
Sir, I thank you most politely for your graceful courtesy. Compliment more truly knightly never yet was paid to me. Chivalry is an ingredient sadly lacking in our land. Sir, I am your most obedient to command. Wild with adoration, mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Goaded to distraction by maddening inaction, I find some satisfaction in apostrophe like this. Marmaduke immortal, Marmaduke divine, take me to thy portal, love do not be mine. Immortal divine, love do not be mine.
Love with adoration, not with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. Love with adoration, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. I'm your servant, most attentive to command. Love with adoration, yes, and mad with fascination, to indulge my lamentation, no occasion do I miss. You're most obedient. You're most obedient to command.
Thank you, bravo.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, now, what do we have?
Okay, so for our next duet, we are going to bring in our resident sorcerer, John Wellington Wells, played by Charlie Baud. Yes, the name should sound familiar. So you saw how Lady Sangazur was in Act 1. Now the question is, what happens when the magic potion kicks in?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, our sorcerer is about to find out.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, I have wrought much evil with my spells, and ill I can't undo. This is too bad of you, J.W. Wells. What wrong have they done you? And see, another lovelorn lady comes. Alas, poor stricken dame, a gentle pensiveness her life benumbs, and mine alone the blame.
Alas, me and well a day, I sigh for love, and well I may, for I am very old and grey. But stay, what is this fairy form I see before me?
Oh, horrible! She's going to adore me. This last catastrophe is overpowering.
Why do you gaze at me with visage lowering? For pity's sake, recoil not thus from me.
My lady, leave me. This can never be. Hate me. I drop my H's half through life.
Love me, I'll drop them too.
Hate me. I always eat peas with a knife.
Love me, I'll eat like you.
Hate me, I sometimes go down one trail.
Love me, I'll meet you there.
Hate me, I often go to Placerville.
Love me, that joy I'll share. Love me, my prejudices I'll forever drop.
Hate me, that's not enough.
Love me, I'll come and help you in the shop.
Hate me,
the life is rough.
Love me, my grandma, I will all forswear.
Hate me, abjure my lot.
Love me, I'll stick sunflowers in my hair.
Hate me, they'll suit you not. At what I'm going to say, be not enraged, I may not love you, for I am engaged.
Engaged, engaged.
Engaged to a maiden fair with bright brown hair and sweet and simple smile. Waits for me by the sounding sea on a South Pacific isle. A lie, no maiden waits me there.
She has bright brown hair.
A lie, no maiden smiles on me.
By the sounding sea.
The sounding sea.
Oh, agony, rage, despair, the maiden has bright brown hair and mine is as white as snow. False man, it will be your fault if I go to my family vault and bury my lifelong woe.
Oh, agony, rage, despair, oh, where will this end? Oh, where I should very much like to know. It will certainly be my fault if she goes to a family vault to bury a lifelong woe. It will certainly be my fault if she goes to a family vault.
The family vault.
The vault.
The family vault.
The family vault. The family vault. The family vault. The family vault. The family vault. The family vault. The vault. The family vault. The vault. The family vault. Yes, the family vault.
Oh, man. Thank you, gentlemen, for bringing their wonderful company here. And I guess we should tell people that they can actually see this company on stage in costumes.
Costumes, full orchestra. The ensemble that you saw was just a small number of people who could come with us. We have a larger 20-plus piece ensemble, and so if you thought it sounded good here, wait until you get into the theater, hear the whole group.
And where is that?
Where is that? That's a very good question.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I do best.
Light Opera Theater Sacramento's dual productions of Trial by Jury and The Sorcerer are from August 11th through August 20th.
Mm-hmm.
And we are at the 24th Street Theater at the Sierra 2 Center.
And if I want to get tickets, can I just Google your name?
You could. You could also visit our
Light
website
Opera
at www.lightoperasacramento.com. And there's a link there for tickets.
There we go. And your creation goes on.
It does.
Yeah.
It's our pleasure.
It's all good. It's all good. So, and Sierra 2 Center is, it's really easy to get to. It's right near the freeway. Not on the freeway,
No.
but near it enough. And
Right near the DMV headquarters.
That's right. That's right. But it's a good theater. Okay. All right. Well, I think I have to end the show. And I want to thank you very much for coming and bringing all the good things. And
Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you
wish
very much.
you well in your journey to create wonderful things for us to see in Sacramento.
Sure do.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming and watching the show today, everybody who's watching the show. And we are going to, there I am over there. Okay. Hi, that's the camera. And we're just going to wrap it up and say thanks so much for coming, and we'll see you at the theater.